Welcome back, Mr. Witness.
Thank you.
Witness, for continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and Related Matters, may I remind you once again that you are still under oath before I hand you over to Madam Chair.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Madam Chair, I hand over the witness to for us to proceed.
Mr. Bojang, welcome back.
Thank you.
Council, can we please proceed?
Yes, thank you very much. So, I was reading to you the Local Government Finance and Audit Act 2004, and it is in relation to the fund budget and accounts of council, which you can find part 2, page 6 of the said document. I had started reading to you the revenue and funds of council, which you will find section 4, sub 1 and 2. And F says rents derived from the letting or leasing of any building or land belonging to a council. And G, project funds, donations, and grants other than from general revenue. And you have endowments, sums appropriated by the National Assembly, any sums of money which may lawfully be assigned to a council by any public corporation, returns on investment, and such other sums of money as may be granted to a council by any other council. So for the purpose of this discussion, it is G that is relevant.
Can you please direct me to the page and the section, please?
Yes, on page 7,
okay.
the Local Government Finance and Audit Act, part 2 says funds, budgets, and accounts of council. You see that on page 6.
On page 6, okay.
Yes, revenue and funds of council, section 4, sub 1 and 2, where you have, without prejudice to the generality of subsection 1, the revenue and funds of council consist of, and you have the list that goes on. So if you turn to page 7, paragraph G, you will see where it says project funds, donations, and grants other than from general revenue.
Madam Chair, can I go on? Can I speak?
You can answer. You want to answer a question?
Yes, I want to disagree with council because these funds were not donated to the KMC as a council, but they were donated to the Kanifing Youth Municipal Council, which is a different body from the local government.
Let me just clarify something, Mr. Bojang.
Yes.
If you say the KMCYC,
yes.
Sorry, it's a partner to KMC. KMC has become a stakeholder.
Yes, but the funds were not donated to KMC. They were donated to the accounts or the handler of the KMYC.
Yes.
So it will not relate or it will not transcend into being funds donated to KMC. Because even with KMC, I am the only individual there who is a member of the KMYC committee, and I am co-opted. So I sit there as a co-opted member because of my position as the Youth Councillor of Kanifing Municipal Council. So the funds were donated to KMYC and not KMC.
Yes, you know the reason why we are making reference to this funds is because if you as representing council, you are a stakeholder in council, right?
Yes.
And these activities are in conjunction with a particular organization, that is the KMYC. Your role as councillor, you understand, you are working in tandem in your purview as a councillor representing the youths.
Yes.
You have direct relation to the activities of, because you are the one that is creating the nexus and the connection with the KMYC. because you believe that in order not to create the overlap of activities, it is your view that you should merge the activities, right? Because
okay, go on.
as a council, it has been provided for by legislation that there must be somebody who is nominated, a councillor, from the youths to be able to have representation and to present the problems of the youths to the council and make sure that council takes responsibility in making sure that those issues are addressed.
Yes.
So it is pursuant to that we are saying, because if you look at what the funding of the council, it has to deal with all of this. For instance, there are other organizations that KMC has partnered with. They have given them grants or donations, you understand? And in fact, in some cases, they execute the programs, but it is provided for by law for them to account for it.
While I agree to some extent with what you have said,
Yes.
I also disagree to some extent. And this is why we are not answerable to the Kanifing Municipal Council. Okay. This is why, for example, when the lead council asked me if I presented this activity plan to the general council, I said no. Okay. Because KMYC is an independent body of its own. Okay. So any donation that's given to KMYC is not given to council.
So, okay, now if I can get you, Mr.
Yes.
Bojang.
Yes.
It's such that basically you are not running the objects of the council, but in essence, it is the KMYC that is doing their own activity and you are just participating. Is that what you are telling me?
More so.
So you do not really have a say in KMYC.
No, okay, go on. Sorry for cutting you short.
No, because if we can get what you are saying, I may be wrong.
I wanted to
correct me.
Yes.
If you are telling us that the activities of KMYC has nothing to do with KMC, you understand? Therefore, when it comes to financing and activities, it has some connection with KMC. But when it comes to the finances, it doesn't have anything to do with KMC. Okay. That bit we want you to
clarify. Yes.
Because if you say their activities have connection or relation to KMC, what distinguishes it from its funding?
Okay,
because
so
you have the activities that is derived from funding in which you may make plans towards executing those activities.
Okay, so just to clarify, KMYC, like I mentioned, is the representative body of the National Youth Council.
Yes.
I am a councillor who is nominated to become the youth councillor of k.m.c, which is the local government council or the region itself. But the National Youth Council also, through an act of parliament, has a mandate to represent and to also be there for the interests of young people within the municipality. So I believe personally on a policy level that if, for example, I do believe that in our laws in the country...
Okay, let me just ask, what institution has set up this
the National Youth Council.
The National Youth
Yes.
Council. And the National Youth Council is set up by which?
An act of parliament, the Youth Act.
So it's under the Ministry of
Youth and Sport. Exactly.
Good.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes, okay. You can.
Yes, so personally, I do believe that in a lot of times in Gambia's context, we have laws that are overlapping or that are even contradictory. Yeah. Because I do believe that naturally, the youth councillor, for example, of KMC, should by law be the youth chairperson of the KMYC.
Exactly.
But yes, but unfortunately, in our laws, they are not like that.
What?
Because...
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. That is your responsibility.
No, it's not my responsibility.
Wait. No, Mr. Bojang, wait.
Yeah.
Because if you believe that there is overlap, and for the purposes of making sure that, you understand, there is harmonization, these are things that you will bring up to council. For council to take up at a higher level, to amend the laws, to make sure that there is harmonization, to allow for proper execution of your mandate.
That is where I'm coming.
Yeah.
I have even in the witness of the KMYC itself and the mayor himself and a lot of partners, I have mentioned this, that I do believe
It's
that...
not sufficient, Mr. Bojang.
No, can I please
Yes,
finish?
okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say here is that I do believe that there are a lot of laws that are there that are contradictory. And as a councillor, I have made mention of this, but it is not my responsibility, for example, to put in a private member bill. Because I cannot do it. I don't have the resources to do it because it's very expensive to do that. I would believe, for example, central government itself, especially through the Ministry of Youth and Sport, to be able to put this forward. One advantage or one progress that has happened was that during our own nomination as youth councillors, at least it was in collaboration with the KMYC. This is why even during the our interview, you had the chairperson of the KMYC who was in attendance. But going forward, I do believe that generally, and it's not just local government, but general laws in the Gambia need to be looked into. Because we have a lot of people who are doing the same job, for example. Because I am there, yes, for the interest.
We will come to that.
Yeah.
I believe that you're giving some very interesting issues, but I believe that the issue of limiting your perception to the ability to make a change, for me, is not tenable, because
I can't hear clearly,
I said I believe that the perception of not being able to do so much, I believe that it's not something that I will take, because I believe as youths, but this will come to that, because you will come back when we finish with you. You will come back, and I believe that you have been making some proposals that are interesting. But to let you understand that the limiting factor that you have put across, that is to say, it's expensive to move a private member bill. I don't think that should stop the initiative of trying to make sure that what you feel can make the youths to be represented and to participate and to have a say is important for you to think outside of the box. There is a ministry that has oversight responsibility. You understand? What will prevent you from making representation?
I have engaged members from the ministry.
Yes. Did you do a write-up?
No, I didn't do a write-up, but in fact,
it's important, because if you see and you are passionate and you believe in what you think should be done, it's just not discussing. It's about presenting this thing to them.
Yes,
that you have tomorrow evidence to say, these are the steps I have taken. But we will come. Yes.
Yes. Just back to what we were discussing. The documents submitted by the witness is only relevant if the witness wants it to be relevant. For us as lawyers, it will be probably irrelevant if the witness doesn't want it to be relevant. I believe we asked the question, Mr. Bojang, the activities you have done as a councillor nominated for or to represent the youth, and then you provided the action work plan 2022 among other documents. So let me ask the question again. Is this work plan relevant to your work as a councillor nominated for the youth in representing the youth in K.M.C?
The work plan is relevant because I work with the Kanifi Municipal Youth Council.
No, so now we are here to ask you questions based on the your role as a nominated councillor for K.M.C. So if you want us to discuss it in relation to K.M.C, then it becomes relevant. If you want us to exclude it, then we can exclude it.
Well, I believe it is relevant.
Okay.
Yes.
Then we discuss it. So the partner, you have listed K.M.C as a partner, and so the funds that are received by way of donation, you have two partners, KMYC and K.M.C. So we are interested on the part of K.M.C. So please, you will be requested to provide those details we have requested, and we're only interested in the part that K.M.C is a partner in this development. Do you understand? The other issue is the August 2018 report, where you have the consultation was organized for youth Youth and Women in regards to Truth, Reconciliation and Reparation Commission in partnership with Think Young Women, a women's-led organization. And is this also relevant in your work as?
For this one, we
KMC?
were just asked to mobilize members that, or people that would take part in the consultation.
You were asked to mobilize?
Just mobilize people that will take part in the
Okay,
consultation.
who asked you to mobilize?
The partners, Think Young Women.
Think Young Women. So it has nothing to do with KMC?
No.
Okay, Madam Chair, the witness has said that the August 2018 report is not a report relevant to his work. The activity report for Cardiff Municipal Youth Committee from March to July 2023. With the date.
Sorry, Council, sorry to cut you off. But the report has that report also has other activities that I took part in.
Yes.
The one you've mentioned. Yes. So just because the first one was I was an invitee, does not negate or does not dismiss the other activities that are in that report.
Okay, what are the other activities?
For example, I cannot say them off it, but the pictures are there too. Yeah.
Can I give you the report
Sure, no
so you
problem.
can guide us?
No problem. Thank you. So, for example, in the second one, where it says that in August of that same year, we launched the Cardiff Municipal Youth Inter-Party Committee with members of the committee being from all registered political parties in the country. This was in collaboration with the Independent Electoral Commission Regional Office and the International Republican Institute. So this was also a program that we had where we also,
Who had the
organized
program?
the youths of KMC. So the letter came.
Which the KMYC?
So the letter came through the KMYC, and I was, it was brought to my office, and I was told that we were supposed to have this program. So we wrote to the political parties, different political parties, to bring in members.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Bojang,
Yes.
when you were nominated in 2018,
Yes.
do you have an activity plan of your own? Now that you are councillor, you're representing the youth, do you have an activity plan of your own that you have developed for consumption by Cardiff Municipal Council?
I don't work as a single individual. I work because I don't have a ward development committee, for example. I don't have a committee that I work with. So naturally the KMYC, which I'm a member of, becomes my committee that I work with, or my, the group that I am supposed to work with.
Have you presented any work plan to council in relation to the work that you are nominated for?
I do believe I did at the time, because I was during General Council. So I did speak to councillors, and I took the floor to mention some of the activities that we wanted to do. For example, we wanted to meet the young people of the municipality. We also looked at recreational facilities that needed to be upgraded, community centers that needed to be upgraded, because when I took office, I had done a tour with members of the KMYC. At the time, the chairman was Lamin BCC, and also Adama Sabali, who was the officer at the time. So we did a tour around the municipality to see areas of interest and things or places we need to, have an intervention in. And I did present at the General Council.
Okay. Back to the question again. Have you presented to council any document that would probably suggest that this was your activity plan for the year, that you intend to, before you make any argument in council, you would have had some work plan per se, or activity plan as a nominated member?
Yes, I did, but like I said, it was not personal. It was in consultation with the KMYC, but I did present in 2018.
No, I mean, so is the answer no? You, as in your capacity as councillor, you have not?
I have in my capacity, but in consultation with the KMYC.
Do you have the report?
I don't have it here, so I'll have to check with the
You'll have to check.
Yes.
Do you have that every year?
Not every year. But when we are coming into, yes, I think it's every 2 years we draw a plan, a 2-year plan.
You do a plan that you submit to council?
2-year plan. It's not submitting to council. Relevant positions of the plan that I believe.
So we are interested in this, the work that you are doing directly in council. Yeah. So we are interested in you sitting down, mapping out your role, your functions, and the problems that you want to tackle as a nominated councillor.
Yeah, but council,
and then, hear me out,
Yeah.
and then submitting same or making arguments along those lines in relation to the plans. If it exists, the answer is yes, and we will request for this documentation. If it does not exist, the answer is no, but then what you are now explaining comes in. I have not done that, but I have done X, Y, and Z.
I have submitted plans like I mentioned, like the one I've presented here today, but I cannot sit as a single individual and come up with a plan.
Yes.
The plans that I've submitted or worked on are with
No,
the committee.
Mr. Bojang, I disagree with that. People can submit plans individually. You can sit down by yourself and develop a plan. That is something that's possible.
Yeah, but for a team player like myself, I would rather work with them.
No, you are nominated alone in council. Your nomination was not in relation to being the 3 or 4 or 5 of you. You are nominated alone in your capacity as an expert perhaps, or someone who's knowledgeable in a given area. You represent the youth. So that is why when you were nominated, if you decide to work with anybody, that would be probably you being a team player and decide to employ. Should I proceed?
Can we proceed, or are you still having challenges?
Mr. Bojang, please excuse us for.
No problem.
Mr. Gay, do you still have issues?
All right, thank you very much. Yes, so I was saying that it is a possibility. It's something that can be done, whether individually or in a group, or in a team play. So do you dispute the fact that it can be done individually?
I don't agree because, like I mentioned earlier, members of the KMYC are elected members from the different constituencies. So if I want representation to be effective, and if I want to know what is happening in these constituencies to young people, or what challenges young people are facing, the right thing to do, in my opinion, which I profess here, is that I need to consult members of the KMYC who will tell me challenges and problems that are being faced by young people in their constituencies. So this is why I cannot act alone, because I cannot be in these, in the whole, because you talk about k.M.C, you're talking about 19 wards, 7 constituencies, and you're talking about over 300,000 young people. So these 300,000 young people, over 300,000 young people, are also represented by individuals who are members of this committee and are elected. So I decided to work with these people because I believe that they have been sent to represent those young people in the world.
So that is why you can't have a work plan of your own.
I have a work plan in consultation with KMIC.
We can't have it both ways. We can't have it both ways. It's either we go by your argument, or you go by my position. I am willing to go by yours.
Okay.
If you want us to go by your own position, I'm willing to do that.
No problem.
So the idea is we can't have it two ways.
Yes.
It's either you can develop a work plan, an activity plan for the year that is achievable. It's either you can do that or you cannot do that by yourself. So that is an issue. So you have to tell us whether
I have a work plan.
you have a work plan.
Yes,
You
which
have
I've
a work-
submitted. Yeah.
This work plan was
Yes.
developed by KMYC,
Which I'm a member of.
which you are a member of.
Yes.
You took part in the development of this work plan.
Yes.
You attend meetings in this work plan.
Yes.
But you did not submit this to KMC. You did not make these arguments to KMC.
I have made these arguments.
You have
known.
submitted all this
For
to-
example, this is why even during our budget sessions, the council knows that we have to make an allocation for the NACOF of that
Yes.
for NACOF, for example.
Let me tell you why it is important. You have, there are vouchers that we see, that which you have discussed in your statement that you have put up a request for, and monies were allocated for certain projects.
Yes.
Is that not the case?
Yes.
Are these contained in the KMYC plan?
They are contained here.
What is here?
In the other report that I submitted, which has photo evidences.
Which has photo evidence,
Yes.
but it doesn't have, it's not, you didn't submit this to council.
What do you mean submit?
Did you submit
No,
the
no,
report?
yes. This one I did submit to council at the end of my term.
So let's just start with the first voucher. For instance, we have voucher number PV 201620.
Yeah.
Please, can you read out the voucher number to us?
Should I read it out?
Yes, the voucher number.
Voucher number is PV20-1620.
What was that payment for?
It was for this was a community outreach that we did. I did it in consultation with the then disabled councillor, Bokar Bahum, so that we could donate face masks to St. John's School for the Deaf. Because
go ahead, please.
yes, the face masks are done by a group, I believe they're called Fandemo or something, and then they have they are transparent face masks.
Yes.
Considering that a lot of time, especially during COVID, most of the disabled or hard of hearing would communicate through sign language and also lip reading. So we came up with this innovative idea to have a sort of a glass or plastic face mask that would be donated to the St. John's School for the Deaf.
Now, who was payment made to?
Payment was made to me.
Directly?
Yes, in a check.
In a check form?
Yes.
How much is the amount?
$15,000.
Did you retire the funds?
This one, the retirements were given to Babukar Bahum, I believe, and also the school's acknowledgement letter was also given to Babukar Bahum, because I did it in collaboration with him.
No, the check was written in your name.
Yes?
Why would retirement be done by someone else?
Well, because I did the project together with him, and he got the acknowledgement letter from the school, because he is their representative, and also he got the receipt, I believe.
No, but you should be the one to do the retirement, because the check is in your name.
Okay.
You understand that? So can we have a copy of the retirement?
I don't have it here, but I can reach out to the former councillor and see if he has it still.
If he has it. Let me show you another one. Please hand over that one. Let me show you another one. Let me just give you all these vouchers. There are 5 in number.
Okay.
You can go through the vouchers. If you identify these vouchers as monies paid to you, you can please tell us. You can look at the request as well that were raised. Then we can have it admitted and we discuss it.
Okay.
you recognize those vouchers?
Yes, but this one wasn't signed, so I cannot say how.
Which one is that? Can you please put it
The
separately
one for the
to me?
goalpost. It doesn't have my number, doesn't have my signature.
Let me have the rest too.
The rest is here.
This one you requested, the voucher number PV210985, you requested
Yes.
for goalpost and nets.
Yes, I did make a request. But
And you signed the request.
yes, I signed the
Did
request.
you receive the money?
I did receive the money, but the voucher wasn't signed by me.
Yeah, so the most important thing is we are concerned about the request which you have signed and you have confirmed receiving the money.
Yes.
Yes, so that is the most important thing. Now, we apply to tender the following vouchers as identified by the witness. We have the first one, PV 201620. The date is 30th of October 2020. It's a $15,000 payment made as a result of a request for face mask support by the witness, Kemo Bojang. Second is dated the 12th of April 2021. $150,150 is paid to Kemo Bojang, the witness. Pursuant to a request for support, which is dated the 8th of April 2021, signed by the witness, Kemo Bojang. We have the third voucher, PV 211194. The date is 27th of May 2021.